Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be going over the latest news surrounding your Social Security benefits, your third stimulus check, and your fourth stimulus payment. And if you believe that a fourth stimulus check must be approved by Congress before the summer, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Well everybody, Republican lawmakers are now saying that Joe Biden's $2.3 trillion infrastructure package will have a tough time getting through the Senate because of several key provisions. We all know how GOP lawmakers feel about large price tags. According to The Hill, Republicans are planning to raise several procedural objections to the bill. They've argued that many elements violate the special budgetary rules the Democrats plan to use to pass the measure. Remember guys, earlier this year, Democratic lawmakers used the budget reconciliation process to pass Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus bill through Congress. There is also a limit as to how many times lawmakers can use the budget reconciliation tool per year. So I believe it is very important that lawmakers do include a fourth round of stimulus checks into the infrastructure bill. It must be done, everybody. And if you guys agree, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. And when asked about the current infrastructure proposal, Senator Lindsey Graham said this: "It's a target-rich environment. There are a lot of problems." Graham also said that he has been in discussions with his staff about how to use the Byrd Rule, which would block the Democrats from passing the next infrastructure bill, which might include a fourth stimulus check of $1,000 per month and an increase in your Social Security benefits. Everybody, one key component that lawmakers, specifically Republican lawmakers, are aiming to block is a section of Joe Biden's proposal, which is related to legislation that will make it easier for unions to organize. And that has been a top Democratic policy since the spring. Congressional experts have stated that Joe Biden and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer are looking to use the Senate budget reconciliation progress in aggressive new ways that will set precedents. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, everybody. Should the Democrats pass a fourth stimulus bill again? Or do you believe that they first must get the support from the Republicans? Now personally folks, I think the Democratic lawmakers should use a budget reconciliation process once again to pass another bill through Congress. However, Democrats definitely do need to add a fourth stimulus check into the proposal. If lawmakers do not include a fourth stimulus payment for Americans into Joe Biden's infrastructure plan, then lawmakers may try to pass a standalone bill for another stimulus check. Over 70 lawmakers have already urged Joe Biden to pass more stimulus relief for the American people like you and I. We all know that more help is certainly needed. On April 2nd, the Bureau of Labor Statistics recently reported that the number of lawmakers, the number of unemployed workers claiming benefits continued declining in March, but warned that the figures are still high. In total, 9.7 million unemployed workers claim benefits, down from the record high of 23.1 million in April 2020. Everybody, a fourth stimulus check is definitely needed. And there are many lawmakers in the Senate that have also made a position on more direct payments. 21 senators from 15 states signed a letter to President Biden asking that recurring direct payments and automatic unemployment insurance extensions be tied to economic conditions in his Build Back Better economic plan. The senators argued that these measures have shown that they keep households and the economy as a whole afloat and have broad public support. Everybody, the soonest time frame that we could be seeing a fourth stimulus payment is late July or August. I know so many of you could really use the extra stimulus money, but unfortunately, lawmakers are working really slow. House Speaker Pelosi has already announced that she wants to pass Joe Biden's infrastructure bill before the August recess. Joe Biden's Build Back Better plan consists of three major pieces of legislation. The first being the American Rescue Plan, which was signed last month, and included funding for a third round of stimulus payments. The second piece is the American Jobs Plan. And it focuses on increasing social and physical infrastructure spending. And now the American Families Plan is the third piece of the Build Back Better agenda from Joe Biden. And also everybody, here's what we have to know about the Social Security benefits. Now guys, there are new signs that Congress could start to take steps to consider ways to repair the program. So far, Republican Senator Mitt Romney just reintroduced a bill called the Trust, which means Time to Rescue United States Trust Act, which aims to address the shortfalls faced by Social Security and other federal programs that rely on trust funds which are falling short. The Social Security Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund and the Social Security Disability Trust Fund are projected to run out in 11 years, or in other words, in 2032. But Romney's bill would create bipartisan rescue committees dedicated to each of the endangered funds. Those groups would be tasked with writing legislation to implement changes that would extend the program's long-term solvencies. What are your thoughts on this, everybody? Leave them in the comments below. It is definitely important for lawmakers to pass legislation that would extend these programs long term. Joe Biden just proposed expanding payroll taxes for those with incomes over $400,000 per year to bulk up the shaky financing of the Social Security program and pay for higher benefits for the program's oldest beneficiaries. Joe Biden has advocated for returning to the state and gift tax rates to levels from 2009, when President Barack Obama was president, when the top rate was 45% and the estate tax exemption was $3.5 million per individual, compared to the current $11.7 million. Joe Biden has supported eliminating the so-called step-up in basis, which allows heirs to immediately sell appreciated assets that they inherit without owing any capital gains tax. Joe Biden said anybody making more than $400,000 will see a small to a significant tax increase. If you make less than $400,000, you won't see one single penny in additional federal tax. Joe Biden wants to use this money to increase Social Security benefits. And according to a recent survey, 57% of Americans believe that they'd be more likely to support Biden's infrastructure plan if it were financed by tax hikes on Americans earning more than $400,000 per year. Senator Bernie Sanders and other prominent progressives also sent a letter to Joe Biden urging him to include desperately needed improvements to supplemental security income programs in his American Families Plan, bolstering SSI, which is a lifeline for around 8 million elderly Americans and people with disabilities, should be among the top priorities. That's what Bernie Sanders and several other lawmakers said in their letter to President Joe Biden. And Representative Katie Porter, just to name a few, told Joe Biden this: people with disabilities and adults receiving SSI represent some of the most marginalized members of our society. History will not forgive us if we fail to address their needs in the recovery effort. Pointing out that SSI's monthly maximum benefit level is currently just $794 for individuals, well below the federal poverty line. The lawmakers call on Biden to propose raising payments to at least 100% of the federal poverty line. And this is a change that would give hundreds of dollars in additional benefits per month to the program's most vulnerable recipients. Now, this letter to Joe Biden, everybody, also pushes him to increase SSI's asset limit and index it to inflation in the future. Lawmakers additionally call for an update to the amount of income that SSI recipients receive per month and still be eligible for the program. That's all of the news in this video, everybody. I hope all of you guys found this video useful and helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and give this video a like. Until next time, everybody, have a great day and stay safe.
Much, Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton. How inspiring it is to hear you talk about your grandfather Holmes walking away from the plantation, and you continue that walk. You continue it for your family. You continue it for your district. You continue it for everyone in our country. Thank you for your tremendous leadership. And really, last year when we passed last Congress,